President Trump ordering a DOJ investigation into foreign meat packers, accusing them of inflating U.S. beef prices. He says on Truth Social, quote, "We will always protect our American ranchers, and they are being blamed for what's being done by majority foreign-owned meat packers who artificially inflate prices and jeopardize the security of our nation's food supply." Joining me with his reaction is a fifth-generation rancher, Steve Lucey. Steve, thank you for joining us this morning. How big is your ranch?
It's big enough. I mean, I don't like to tell a lot of personal information, but I raise a lot of cattle. Not as many cattle as some of the big giant ranches out west,
right.
But for Illinois, we raise quite a few cattle.
So would you say you're a mid-size?
Yeah, I would say I'm a mid-size.
Okay.
Cattle farmer right now, and there's a lot of us out through the country scattered out still, but we've lost many of us, and that's part of the reason why we're seeing, a supply problem in the beef side.
Yeah, and consumers are seeing a real rise in beef prices, and the president is suggesting in this Truth Social post that it's because of these four companies that are the meat packers, and that they are setting the prices and increasing costs for the ranchers and for the consumers. Can you explain how these four meat packers are impacting your business?
Well, for instance, they set the price when I have me or a feedlot or another independent feedlot wants to go sell a fat beef. We have to take the price that is getting bid from, say, JBS. So essentially, there's no competition amongst the market. They're completely consolidated, owning like 85% of the beef industry, and we don't have a choice other than to take what the market price is. If we keep that beef and keep growing it, first of all, it becomes too fat, and it's not good for the animal, and it's not good for the consumer. So they know that when we have beef ready to sell, we have to move those beef. And so they take advantage of that, yes. Yeah, they can set the price on a whim. They can decide if they want to, cut less meat that day or for a week, and then therefore they can manipulate that market pretty easily. Now, if you were to buy a beef from me directly off my farm and I take it to a local processor, I would sell it. I tell this story a lot. I sold a beef this summer, and I took market price for the beef. The customer pays the processor at a USDA inspected facility, and we could get into that as well, but they pay the processor, and by the end of the day, they got the whole beef back. I think the total cost was like $6.25 a pound for the beef. So that's steak, roast, ground beef, and everything, when you're paying over $20 a pound for a ribeye in the store.
So is President Trump over the target on this? In other words, is the answer to break up these four or have many more meat processors, especially locally? And is that a problem that USDA that Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins can resolve by making it less regulation so that there are more local meat processors? Is that the solution?
So I'm glad you said that. That is one of the big solutions to this problem. And I don't want people to think this is going to happen overnight. This is going to take a lot of time. We don't have the infrastructure to have that many local processors out through the countryside right now. I mean, I have to drive 45 minutes to a local processor, and there's only one close to my area. So you take a lot of places in the country, there's not a local processor that can handle this. And the reason for that is because of regulations. Yeah. If you have to have so many regulations that it's not cost effective for small business to start something like that. So that's one of the problems we have. And the other main problem we have in this country is the supply, actually. We've lost a lot of ranchers, and some of us are getting older, and we just, after a while, you give it up, and a lot of times there's not another person to come around. I'm the fifth generation. I'm probably going to have a son that's going to be the sixth generation if we can stay profitable and stay in the business. So we have to have a fair price for our beef, and you have to have a fair price of what you're buying. And there's so much middle cost involved. I think it's fair to look at that and look at these four big packers and see what is going on there, at least to find out.
Absolutely. Americans want more meat, right? We're realizing more and more the benefits nutritionally of meat.
Yes.
And we want more. We want to get our meat from small and mid-sized ranchers like you. And I personally prefer to have my meat processed at a local place where I can see what they do better than these big, giant meat processing plants where I feel like it's not as safe and or humane. So all of those things come into play. Steve, thank you for joining us. Thanks for giving us this insight, and thanks for what you do. You make America better. This is sort of the backbone of who we are, and so thanks for doing what you do. And I hope you go into that 6th generation.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you all having me, and I just want to give a shout out to all of our veterans this weekend. You know, without them, I don't exist as an operation, and none of us can live the way we live. And I mean, beef is a big part of the freedom in this country. And I always say, where there is beef, there is freedom. And that's what I believe.
I agree. And by the way, more beef for our military troops. Let's change what they're eating also. Give them more meat. Thanks so much for joining us, Steve. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.